All right, guys, so we got to talk about a terrifying warning that an air traffic controller is now delivering to the public in the U.S. So first, let me show you this. 2 airliners abandoned landing attempts at Washington's Reagan National Airport on Thursday afternoon when an Army Black Hawk took a scenic route near the flight path and circled the Pentagon before landing at a military heliport, the FAA says. So remember, Reagan is where we just had the fatal crash where a plane and a helicopter collided and the plane went into the river. That just happened at Reagan. Apparently Reagan has, a variety of different safety issues. It's sort of a tough airport to land in. So far, in Trump's second term, we've had 7 plane accidents. 7. We went decades and decades with a pretty pristine record, and then boom, just like that, everything started to fall apart. Now, of course, one of the main culprits of this is Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and their Doge priorities led them to fire a lot of air traffic controllers. They are going to town against the regulatory bodies in this country, and they're slashing left and right. In fact, we've had minimum 100,000 people who've been fired from their government jobs under Trump and Elon, and the high number is up to 250,000, somewhere in that realm, have been fired, including among air traffic controllers. And so 7 different crashes. 7. So for this story, thankfully we averted disaster, but it was very, very close to disaster. And you have people giving different versions of the story, but that's at Reagan. Now look at this, guys. Air traffic controller warns major airport is unsafe for travel. Quote, avoid Newark at all costs. An air traffic controller warned Friday that Newark Liberty International Airport is unsafe for travelers due to staff shortages, according to MSNBC correspondent Tom Costello. He said, quote, it's not safe. It is not a safe situation right now for the flying public, Costello said of his conversation with the air traffic controller, which he described as, quote, really an incredible statement, unsolicited. He just said that to me. And separately, quote, don't fly into Newark. Avoid Newark at all costs. Guys, this is an air traffic controller. This is a flight safety expert who is saying in no uncertain terms, don't take a chance. Do not fly into Newark. Basically like, hey, dog, we're on the clock. There's going to be an accident. That accident is going to happen probably relatively soon. Flights to and from the busy airport just outside New York City have been plagued by delays, which the FAA said are being caused by a shortage of air traffic controllers. The FAA did not immediately return the Daily Beast request for comment on MSNBC's report. United Airlines, which announced that it would cancel 35 of its daily flights from Newark beginning this weekend, put out a statement on Friday addressing the situation. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby said in the statement that more than 20% of controllers at the airport had walked off the job. Gee, I wonder why they walked off the job. Could it be because of the extra responsibility that was put on them and the extra pressure that was put on them as a direct result of Trump and Elon destroying the FAA? Quote, keep in mind this particular air traffic control facility has been chronically understaffed for years. And without these controllers, it's now clear, and the FAA tells us, that Newark Airport cannot handle the number of planes that are scheduled to operate there in the weeks and months ahead. In a news conference on Thursday, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy called for more Americans to become air traffic controllers. He announced new incentives for doing so, such as a $5,000 bonus for those who make it through the academy. Again, interesting to come out and say this, especially because we just had layoffs. They just laid people off. They just did it. Quote, you're starting to see cracks in the system, said Duffy. It's our job to actually see over the horizon what the issues are and fix it before there is an incident that we will seriously regret. There's already been incidents you regret. 7 crashes under Trump. 7. This is a Trump-appointed transportation secretary saying, hey, dog, things aren't looking good right now. Apparently, Sean Duffy and Elon Musk got into a big argument. There was reporting on this recently. Behind the scenes, in a cabinet meeting, Sean Duffy and Elon Musk were yelling at each other because Sean Duffy was saying, you are fucking up my job. I cannot do my job because of you. Finding qualified applicants to become air traffic controllers, a stressful, high-pressure job with long hours, has long been a challenge. But it's a challenge. Hey, guys, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's not like the answers are shockingly obvious of, number 1, pay them more. Number 2, hire more of them so that they can work fewer hours because it's such a high-pressure job. Can't be that that's the answer, the thing that's literally right in front of our faces. But the crisis has come to a head over the past months as the Trump administration has shaken up the federal government during a closed-door cabinet meeting in March. So they talk about what I just described, the big fight between the two of them. So guys, we are now at a point where the most basic things are not working in the country. And this is one of many reasons why I keep telling you the false equivalence myth has to die. The both sides are the same thing has to die. It has been absolutely, positively, 100% without a doubt disproven in recent years. The fact of the matter is, whatever beef I have with Democrats, there were not 7 plane crashes immediately under a Democratic administration. That didn't happen. You didn't have nightmare stories like air traffic controllers saying, just don't fly at all into Newark. You didn't have that because the right doesn't believe in basic functions of government. By the way, just to really put this in perspective for you, 90% of air traffic control towers are understaffed. Let me repeat that. 90% of them in this country are understaffed. We are short, at least, it's probably more than this now, because this is an old number from 2023. It's probably more now. But we're short at least 3,000 air traffic controllers in this country. What do you think happens when you don't care about the details, you don't care about the specifics, you don't care about making the basic things work, and you are an anti-government ideologue and extremist, where you feel like fucking government can't do anything right anyway, just do mass layoffs, get rid of the administrative state, get rid of the regulatory state? What do you think happens? The country falls apart. It turns out there's a lot of things that a lot of us take for granted that are actually super fucking important that you need people with expertise and intelligence and concern for detail to run. But that's not how these people think. So 90% of the towers understaffed, short 3,000 air traffic controllers. That's an old number. It's probably over 4,000 now because you had the Doge and Trump layoffs. Even Trump's Secretary of Transportation is going, hey, dog, we're in a lot of trouble here. Now you have air traffic controllers going, hey, dog, don't fly. Do not fly into here, whatever you do. It's not safe. All right, let me give you more examples of this. Ready? CBS News reports, oil spill off Louisiana's Gulf Coast raises alarm as Doge cuts may threaten response efforts. Oh, you don't say. So the regime that has openly said we want to totally get rid of FEMA. We don't want there to be a FEMA anymore. We want to abolish it. So no federal emergency relief when there's a natural disaster that happens. That regime, turns out, they can't effectively respond to an oil spill off Louisiana's Gulf Coast. Wow. So you're telling me we have another very basic thing that a functional society would be able to handle that we can't handle because these people are fucking psychopaths? Still not done. Nearly all of the remaining staff at the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health were laid off Friday. Multiple officials and laid-off employees told CBS News, gutting programs ranging from approvals of new safety equipment to firefighter health. This is another one of those agencies that you don't understand how important it is until it's gone. If you want a safe and healthy workplace, that's why this exists. They laid off nearly all of the remaining staff. I need to point this out too, for accuracy's sake. This is wildly illegal. Totally illegal, totally unconstitutional. The way the system works, Congress has the power of the purse. President signs something, and then the Treasury sends the funds out. The agencies are funded the amount that they're funded through Congress. Here you have this rogue regime on a whim going, we're going to just slash that. Clear violation of the Impoundment Control Act, where they're just overriding Congress, taking away the power of the purse from Congress. This alone is impeachable. This alone. And nobody's talking about that. Nobody's even talking about the basic facts of this story that I just told you. So it turns out, workplace safety, this regime couldn't care less. They're trying to fucking bring back child labor in a bunch of red states. Florida, they're doing it right now. They want 14-year-olds to be able to work overnight shifts on school nights because they're shipping out all the immigrants. They're like, oh, fuck, we don't have enough people to fill the jobs. Bring in the 14-year-olds to work in dangerous scenarios overnight. They are destroying this country piece by piece. Again, people don't get it until the shit hits the fan, right? The same thing with the CFPB, the anti-scam police. They've returned billions of dollars to Americans who were defrauded by big financial institutions. Well, Elon destroyed that now. So next time you got some bullshit charge, some financial institution, some bank screwed you over and stole some of your money, good luck trying to get it back. When before, there were amazing stories about how easy it was to get in contact with the CFPB, and they fixed the problem like it's nothing, because that was their fucking job. And Democrats actually believe the government should be there to make sure you don't get totally screwed over and stolen from. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. So there you have it. Some of the most basic shit that people take for granted. Basic. Like, hey, if I get in a plane, will I not die? Sorry, now you got to worry about that. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I've never been a big person when it comes to flying. I'm not a big flying fan. I just don't like it, right? But now it looks like the evidence is starting to catch up to where I am, in the sense that this regime has destroyed this government so thoroughly that now the experts are saying, the flight safety officials are saying, the air traffic controllers are saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Very reassuring. Very reassuring. Just to undo the damage that's already been done will take a full term of a Democrat, like 8 years of a Democrat, just to get us back to where we were before Trump and Elon went in there and destroyed everything, right? And that's to say nothing about where we need to go. We need single-payer Medicare for all so everybody has health care. We need paid family leave. We need the PRO Act so people can join a union and get higher wages and get better benefits. There's so much stuff that we need just to undo the damage. It will take 8 fucking years. Because these people are the worst thing that's ever happened to this country. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.